So you have to say, how much has Mike Tyson lost from that 20-year-old guy in the 37 years since then, which is crazy. It'll be 38 by the time they...
The world watched as Jake Paul defeated 58-year-old Mike Tyson in a fight that left more sadness than celebration. Fans tuned in from every corner of the world, holding on to hope that Tyson might show a sign of the fierce fighter he once was. Instead, they saw a man battling not just his opponent, but time itself. The fight is now a topic of heated debate, with voices coming in from all over the world criticizing Jake. And first in the list was Joe Rogan expressing his disappointment. Jake Paul, the 27-year-old YouTuber turned boxer, entered the fight with his usual braveness of a man on a mission to prove himself. Across from him stood Iron Mike Tyson, a fighter whose name still carries the weight of legends. But legends age and time doesn't grant mercy, even to the fiercest warriors.
Locked in, there was like no nerves, no adrenaline. Even though my body wasn't as good in shape because of my ankle sprain, I just mentally, everything's slowing down in the ring. I'm not getting as nervous and stuff like that. So that was
Did you notice there's 75,000 people watching? Did that get you at all? How many people
Did I notice it? No, honestly, it's harder fighting in an arena because it's louder. In the stadium, it's not that loud.
From the first bell, Paul's advantage was painfully obvious. Paul didn't necessarily shine with technical brilliance, but he didn't have to. He seemed to have already made his money. The 31-year age gap spoke louder than anything happening inside the ropes. Tyson even seemed to not have his balance, not even his power.
At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Joe Rogan, a lifelong fight fan and UFC commentator, embodied the mix of hope and disbelief felt by many leading up to the fight. Taking to social media before the bout, Rogan expressed his unusual optimism, comparing his anticipation to watching a spell being cast. I'm getting ready to watch this Tyson versus Jake Paul fight like I'm watching someone cast a spell that I hope actually works. And I don't really believe in magic, but I want to believe. He wrote on X. Rogan, like so many others, wanted to believe in the impossible, that Tyson, even at nearly 60, could deliver something extraordinary. But the harsh truth of time and physical decline came crashing down. After the fight, Rogan's hopeful words were met with his own blunt reality check. Magic isn't real. His words hit hard, summing up what many felt. Tyson's return, while admirable in spirit, served as a reminder that boxing is an unforgiving sport, one that doesn't allow for miracles past a certain point. The aftermath of the fight brought around thousands of reactions from the fighting world, ranging from disappointment to outright anger. Conor McGregor, never one to mince words, didn't hold back. In a now deleted comment on X, he tore into the event, calling it a 16-minute spar in sparring gloves. F off.
Obviously, it would be the biggest moment in all of boxing history when I put this man to sleep.
He dreams a lot. This is not going to come true, young man.
I respect your opinion, but it's just my time. The universe know it, the gods know it, I know it, and you're gonna know it. Plain and simple.
Okay, for next week, we'll see.
Former cruiserweight champion Tony Bellew took things even further, making his disdain known well before the fight. At the press conference, Bellew openly mocked the bout, portraying it as a circus act rather than a legitimate competition. Following the event, he doubled down on his critique, writing on X, "We are all to blame for this man." Bellew's comment spoke to the collective guilt many fans and pundits felt for enabling such a spectacle in the first place. This wasn't a fight born of competitive merit. It was a money-driven event exploiting Tyson's legacy and the curiosity surrounding Jake Paul's meteoric rise in the boxing world. For many, it was a sad moment for the sport, a glaring example of how far the boundaries of entertainment can stretch at the expense of dignity. There's a reason boxing thrives on comebacks. The beauty of an aging legend returning to reclaim glory tugs at the heartstrings of fans. But more often than not, these stories end in heartbreak rather than triumph.
Look, man, y'all had to know, like, y'all got to do the math. Like, you know, I get it, man. Mike is Mike, right? We all want Mike. Hold on, man. Oh, we got time.
Tyson, once the youngest heavyweight champion in history, now finds himself added to the list of fighters who couldn't escape the pull of the ring even when the odds were stacked against them. Fans wanted to believe. They wanted to see some sign of Tyson, who terrorized the heavyweight division in the late 80s and early 90s. But Tyson is long gone, replaced by a man whose body has endured decades of wear and tear. The very idea of putting him in the ring with a man in his physical prime felt wrong, yet the fight went on because of one undeniable factor: money.
Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off you. What you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Javante needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
is there a height limit in boxing?
But apparently, as it turns out, things have not boiled yet. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are set to face suspensions from boxing following their much-anticipated fight in Dallas. The bout, which drew significant attention from fans worldwide, ended with Jake Paul securing a unanimous decision victory over the 58-year-old boxing legend. However, it wasn't the explosive showdown many had hoped for. Both fighters will be subject to suspensions issued by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the governing body that oversaw the match. The department's rules are straightforward. Fighters are mandated to take a break for 3 days for each round they participate in.
Hey, what did you think of the fight? What did you think of the fight? Jake! It was disappointing. Would you like to see it again? Would you like to see it? Would you like to see Mike Tyson fight again in the ring, an exhibition match against Brandon Holyfield?
I always want to see Mike fight.
Yeah. Is this kind of what you expected?
He didn't get off fast.
What could he done different? Did Jake Paul look a little bit slow to you?
Given that the fight lasted for 8 rounds, Paul and Tyson will both be ordered to rest for 24 days. This suspension is routine and is meant to ensure that fighters have adequate time to recover, even if they didn't sustain significant injuries during the fight. It's a mandatory cooling off period, whether the fight was a brutal slugfest or a relatively tame affair like this one. Interestingly, despite the absence of any knockdowns or significant damage, the fight failed to live up to its hype. Fans who had gathered in anticipation of seeing Tyson unleash his famous power punches were left disappointed. The atmosphere in the arena began to shift halfway through the match. The crowd's initial excitement turned into frustration, and by the 4th round, loud boos filled the venue.
When he was jabbing, Canelo should be moving, flipping the jab.
Spectators were not shy about expressing their disapproval, with many choosing to leave their seats well before the final bell. The boos and empty seats were a clear indication that fans expected much more from these two high-profile figures. The scorecards told the story of Jake Paul's dominance. 2 judges scored the fight 80-72, while the third gave it 79-73, all in Paul's favor. This victory marked Paul's 11th win in his 12-fight career, with his only loss coming at the hands of Tommy Fury earlier in the year. Despite the win, Paul's performance was criticized for lacking the killer instinct. His corner even urged him in the later rounds to press for a stoppage, telling him, "You can stop Mike now." However, Paul opted to play it safe, perhaps out of respect for the aging Tyson or simply to avoid any unnecessary risk. Tyson, who had been nursing a knee problem, was visibly slower and less mobile than his younger opponent. He struggled to close the distance, often finding himself on the receiving end of Paul's jabs and quick combinations. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr., who was providing commentary, did not hold back in his assessment. "Mike doesn't have it anymore," Jones remarked. "Legs are gone." It was a harsh but honest take on the reality that Tyson, once a force of nature in the ring, is now far removed from his prime. After the fight, Jake Paul took the microphone to address the fans who remained. He showered Tyson with respect, acknowledging the impact the former heavyweight champion has had on the sport.
And stuff like that. And when we got the decision, it was a bit of a, I'll be honest with you, it was excuse my language, fuck you, we've done it, you know what I mean? We came here, we came into the backyard, we came as the B-side, and... Hold on, I've got to get in there, I'm not... Whoa.
Mike Tyson, it's such an honor, Paul said. Let's give it up for Mike, the greatest to ever do it. We wouldn't be here without him today with him. This man is an icon. Paul expressed gratitude for the opportunity to share the ring with Tyson, describing it as a tough fight despite his clear dominance. I was trying to hurt him a little bit. I was scared he was going to hurt me. I did my best, he added. But Paul's tone changed significantly during the post-fight press conference. He claimed to have fought with a severe injury, revealing that he had sprained his ankle just 2 days before the match.
No, I watched a couple of rounds. I don't want to criticize. I think one thing I'll say is I think Nikisa and...
Completely tore the anterior ligament, and snapped the other side of my foot, Paul claimed. He mentioned being on crutches just days before the fight, which supposedly affected his training. However, these injury claims have not been verified, and some in the boxing community are skeptical. Paul insisted that the injury was why he didn't go all out against Tyson. I wanted to give the fans a show, but didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt, he explained, pointing out that Tyson's age became more evident as the rounds went on. Adding fuel to the fire, Paul did not shy away from addressing the mixed reactions from fans. People just love to hate me, Paul stated bluntly. I intentionally say things for people to hate. That's what I like to do.
How much pressure, if any at all, do you feel to win this fight, even though you're twice his age and you haven't been in the ring in an official sanctioned bout since 2005? How are you feeling pressure-wise about needing to beat him?
Well, I feel in great condition. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
He even seemed to embrace the controversy, suggesting that it was part of his strategy to keep people talking. If people want to see more, give me a couple of months, he teased, hinting at a possible return to the ring after his mandatory rest period. Despite the criticism, Paul was unapologetic about the way the fight unfolded. When someone's just surviving in the ring, it's hard to make it exciting. I don't care what people have to say. It is what it is. Tyson, on the other hand, remained silent after the fight, skipping the post-fight press conference altogether. His team, however, indicated that the former champion was not overly concerned with the outcome.
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad. But it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it. And it's entertainment, I guess. But for someone that idolised the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day. He's 58 years old.
According to sources close to Tyson, he felt satisfied just being able to compete again at his age. There's even speculation that this might not be the last time we see Tyson in the ring. But with his knee issues and the struggles he displayed, it's unclear whether he will be physically ready or even motivated to continue fighting. As the dust settles, the fight leaves behind a mix of reactions. Jake Paul continues to build his unconventional boxing career, adding another win to his record, but his decision to play it safe has left many questioning his intentions in the sport. Meanwhile, Tyson's latest comeback, though admirable, serves as a reminder that even legends cannot outrun time.
Fantastic. I think this created a lot of money. One for Texas, selling out all them tickets, and that means drinks, alcohol, food and beverage, everything for the local area. Big influx in dollars being spent in the local area. And then you got, obviously, all of my teams are being fed, and all of...
The upcoming suspensions for both fighters are just a formality, a way for the boxing authorities to ensure that the sport's participants are given enough time to recover. But as fans and analysts dissect what happened in Dallas, the real question is whether this fight was a one-off spectacle or just a chapter in a longer saga involving these two unlikely rivals. What remains certain is that the world of boxing, with its mix of drama, surprise, and spectacle, continues to captivate audiences, even if sometimes it doesn't quite live up to the hype. Before all this, Mike Tyson received a phone call from Turki Al-Sheikh, the head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, just minutes before he walked to the ring for his fight with Jake Paul. Yes, you heard that right. Just moments before facing the YouTube star turned boxer, the legendary Mike Tyson got some words of encouragement from one of his biggest supporters. But did it make a difference? Let's dive into what went down that night, because this fight had everyone talking.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so, let's rewind a bit. Mike Tyson, the man we all know as the baddest man on the planet, is in his locker room, getting ready to fight Jake Paul, a guy much younger and full of energy. Tyson, at 58 years old, was about to step into the ring once again, trying to show the world he still had what it takes. And then, Turki Alalshik, a big name in Saudi Arabia's sports world, called to give Tyson a final boost of confidence. According to Tyson's team, Alalshik is a great friend of Mike's and has always supported him. So you can imagine, this was a big deal. Tyson's team shared later that Turki wished Tyson the best of luck, told him he was proud of him, and even gave him a pep talk to hype him up before the fight. It was supposed to be the spark that fired up Tyson. But did it really?
For both Mike and Jake, the bag. Like, at what point, you can't, I don't know if you can say no. I said no to fighting Mike Tyson.
I'd say no.
I was offered it. And
you actually offered?
Yeah, I was offered it, but not on Netflix, and not for a big ass bag. It was just like a, oh, this could be a real fight. Because I've been asked before.
The fight itself, though, didn't exactly go as planned for Tyson. Despite all the hype, all the buildup, Tyson was not the same explosive fighter we remember from his glory days. He faced Jake Paul for 8 rounds, each lasting 2 minutes, but he could only land 18 punches throughout the whole match. Yes, only 18 punches. Jake Paul, the 27-year-old who once was known just for his wild YouTube videos, dominated the fight. By the end, the judges declared Jake Paul the winner by unanimous decision. It was clear to everyone watching that Tyson was struggling to keep up with his much younger opponent. This was a shocking result, especially for fans who had expected Tyson to deliver a knockout performance.
Earlier this week, Mike Tyson has been announced to return to boxing. I know in the past you said you didn't want him to fight again. You tried to talk him out of fighting again. Have you spoken to him about this one?
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, you know, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can go in there and.
Tyson's performance raised a lot of eyebrows. People were wondering, what happened to Iron Mike? Even Terrence Crawford, one of boxing's biggest stars, couldn't hold back his thoughts. Right after the fight, Crawford took to social media to express his disappointment. "I love Mike Tyson, but they give him too much credit," Crawford wrote. "He looked like trash to train that long and only throw 97 punches the whole fight is crazy. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt out there." It seems like Crawford was just being real. Tyson was slow, missed a lot of punches, and didn't look like the same man who once ruled the heavyweight division. But don't get it twisted, Tyson wasn't exactly feeling down after the loss. No, in fact, he was smiling and looked proud of himself. Speaking right there in the ring after the fight, Tyson made it clear that he was happy with his performance. "I didn't prove nothing to anybody, only to myself," Tyson said. "I'm not one of those guys that look to please the world. I'm just happy with what I can do."
No shit, I saw it, and I don't give a fuck. Sure, he's looking good. Sure, he's looking all of that. Oh, he's dropping people. He's fast. So the fuck am I. People want the truth.
I don't think people...
You gotta respect that attitude, right? Even after a tough loss, Tyson was at peace with himself. He wasn't trying to impress anyone but himself. That's classic Tyson for you. But wait, the heat didn't end there. Tyson hinted at the possibility of getting back in the ring again. This time, he was talking about maybe fighting Jake Paul's older brother, Logan Paul. Now, that would definitely be something not to watch. When asked if he would fight again, Tyson didn't say no. Instead, he said, "I don't know, it depends on the situation. Maybe I'll fight his brother." Can you imagine Tyson versus Logan Paul? The internet would go crazy.
Nice, come on, punch him. Yeah.
However, Logan Paul was quick to respond, and let's just say he didn't seem too interested. Logan, who has been more focused on his WWE career lately, made it clear that he's not looking to fight Tyson. In fact, Logan had some pretty interesting things to say about the whole situation. "I think he wants money. I don't think he wants to fight me," Logan said. That's quite the statement. Logan went on to show love for Tyson though, saying, "I have King love Uncle Mike, he's just so." I mean, that was impressive, no? For a 58-year-old, he's tough, proud of him, weathered the storm against a young brute named Jake Paul. I think Jake let him live. That's Logan giving props to Tyson for going the distance, but also hinting that Jake could have gone harder if he wanted to. It's wild how things turned out. The fight was supposed to be a grand comeback for Tyson, but instead, it turned into a reality check. Fans were split. Some were proud of Tyson just for stepping in the ring at his age, while others were disappointed that he couldn't keep up. Tyson's career has been full of ups and downs, and this was another chapter in his unpredictable journey. But hey, you can't deny the man's courage. At 58, he's still willing to step in the ring and take on fighters half his age. That's why, love him or hate him, Mike Tyson will always be a legend.
Logan, I think he said you might be next. Oh, fuck, I'll kill you, Mike. No, please, no.
So, what's next for Iron Mike? Will he take on Logan Paul and prove the doubters wrong? Or is this the end of his boxing comeback? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Whenever Tyson's name is in the mix, you know there's going to be a lot of heat, excitement, and yes, a little bit of chaos. And that's exactly why we can't stop watching. Tyson may not be the fighter he once was, but he's still one of the most entertaining figures in the world of boxing. Well, what did you think of the fight? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you in the next one.